Hello again. It has almost been a month now that I've started to share publicly about my health, and until now a number of people have told me that they think I'm very different. They don't think they have seen anyone in their entire life like me, and they don't think they're going to see anyone in the future like me based on how I have handled the whole situation of being in the hospital for 2 years away from family. So I wanted to mention that yes, I agree that I'm different, but I want to tell that why I am different. So first of all, if you haven't watched my previous videos, then you should watch them first, because whatever I'm saying now will make sense to you only if you know the story before this. So as I mentioned earlier, that I have been having this infection for 10 years now, and for the most part of it I was in India, and only in these 2 last years I have been in the hospital here in America. And for most part of the whole time when I was in India during those 8 years, I as you can tell from my name, I followed all the Hindu religious things which I was told and supposed to do, and I was following them religiously. But then when I got sick, I really hated it, and I didn't really connect that whole thing with God, and I just didn't like to take the medicine. When my father would remind me when I was in the hospital to make sure I've taken the medicines I was supposed to take. At that time, I didn't even know that antibiotics can have side effects, because I didn't really have side effects. I just had the cough and chest pain for the most part, and I would take medicines whenever I needed to. But even in that short health systems, like short health problems, I really hated it. But then when I got sick here in America 2 years ago, I just before I got diagnosed with tuberculosis, just before that, a few days before that, I learned a concept, and I mentioned about that concept in my last video. So once I understood that concept, everything changed after that. The whole way I looked at things, I understood things, my understanding about God, everything changed like upside down. And I started believing in Jesus, and I got to know him in a way I had not known anyone else in my entire life of 27 years at that time. But I learned that concept in 2019, and then in between there was a gap of few days, the whole gap where I started getting sick, and I started visiting doctors. So in that gap period, I forgot about what I had learned in just a few days ago. And because I was sick and I was just thinking about my health, I forgot about what I learned. And so when the doctor called me saying that it's confirmed, you have drug-resistant tuberculosis, and whatever he said on the phone, I started crying while listening to him. And in fact, I started crying before I went to the doctor, because I was scared. I didn't want to go through the whole process again of taking medicine, and I didn't have any idea about drug-resistant tuberculosis. I didn't know how bad it was, and still I was crying. And when I got the report, for next 2 hours I was crying and scared in my room. I didn't know what to do, and I just forgot about the whole concept which I learned, like as if I was asleep. And then all of a sudden I saw my phone, and I remembered, oh, be still and know that I'm God. So it was just like I woke up from my sleep, and I remembered in my mind whatever I learned, and that's when everything changed. And it was that day and today. It has been more than 2 years. Everything has been same. In fact, in these 2 years, the whole list of things which happened, it is nothing in front of what in India, what happened is nothing in front of whatever happened in these 2 last years, because I got so many side effects in spite of my age, and that I don't have any other health problems. The medicines acted in my body in such a way that created a number of problems, and it turned out to be a rare and complicated case to work on. And so much pain, uncertainty, and being away from family, plus living in a hospital for 2 years. Like, I've seen people die here, I've seen all kinds of people come here, and I've seen people depressed and completely hopeless. If I would have not learned that concept before coming here, I'm very, very sure that I would have been depressed, like in a long term. Like, I would have gone into depression, I would have cried endless number of times, I would have been scared, I would have been sad, I would have been all kinds of negative things one can imagine. And but thank God that nothing like that happened, because of that one small concept which I was able to understand. And here, in fact, in the hospital, my doctor and a number of people here also think that I'm different. My doctor and I, we once talked about The Office show, where Michael Scott, he's one of the main characters, and he asked another character, Toby, he asked Toby that, why are you the way you are? And so my doctor, he asked me the question, and we talked about it. So in India, for taking one single pill, it was a big task for me. And here, for most part of these 2 years, I've taken like around 40 medicines, and taking one pill was nothing. Like, 40 medicines were nothing. I just took them as if they are nothing at all, and I was able to rejoice amidst suffering with all this time. And I was calm, I was at peace, I was hopeful, and very, very different. And so it is a big upside down difference between how I was 2 years ago and how I am now. But there are a number of people I have seen or I have heard about them in the past, or I still hear about them, who have handled their suffering in the same way I am handling it now. And if they were in my position, the people who are there currently, if they were in my position, they would also handle it in the same way that I have handled it now. And according to that whole group of people, I am not different. I am as they would expect me to be, as they would think me to be. I want to say that, on the other hand, there is a group of people who does not know or believe in the concept I'm talking about, and for them everything is true, everything leads to the same God, every God is the same. But for them, I'm different. If everything is same, everything is true, then why am I now acting differently in last 2 years after understanding this concept which I'm talking about? Why is it that there are so many number of people on this earth who have handled in the past or still handle the situation in the same way I'm handling it now, and for them I'm not different? So there is a contrast here. Either everything is same, everything is true, and I am not different, or everything is not true and that is why I am different. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say here? Both the things don't match together. If because of following this particular concept I am different, then it cancels the point that everything is same, because I was not like this before I followed this concept. For rest 8 years of these 10 years, I was not like this as I am now. And at that time, I didn't know this concept. So I think it is something related to the concept which is making me different right now. So I just really want to consider for you to understand this question and answer it for yourself. Is really everything same? Everything is true? Everything leads to the same God? If so, then it cancels the point that I am different. And then you shouldn't be surprised by my attitude for last 2 years. And I am just like everyone else. And so I just wanted you to think about it. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.